Have you ever met someone and after one sentence you were like, oh my gosh, I love them? They probably didn't quote Brene Brown or pitch themselves. They just said the thing. They said that realistic, unexpected, funny, dry, sometimes weird thing. And boom, they were magnetic. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. The use of pattern interrupters, bits, and even silly jokes to practice your positive. Listen, my childhood dream was being a stand-up comic. So being funny and using pattern interrupters and bits is one of my favorite ways to practice my positive, and we're going to talk about it today. Honestly, this is one of my favorite hacks, and I'm not going to gatekeep any longer. So if you are stuck in small talk hell, if you don't connect with people because you have no idea what to say, this one's for you. Stick around. Hey, I'm Sass, and this is Practice Your Positive Daily, where we train our energy like a muscle. I'm shooting this one live on my porch to give you all a view of the outdoors and enjoy some ambient noises, so thanks for tuning in. Today, we're specifically talking about pattern interrupters, silly jokes, dad bits, funny ways to introduce yourself. These open up not just your world, but other people's. We're going to talk about why they're so magical. All right, so first, let's start with just like, what is a pattern interrupter? Like, okay, what does that even mean? And we're going to talk about what it is and why it works. So a pattern interrupt is anything that breaks someone's autopilot. So in conversation, this is something that makes someone like blink or pause or smile because it's unexpected. In the sim game of our lives, most of us run the same little routines every day. My default is probably bike shorts and a sports bra, drop off the kiddo, go to the gym, listen to the same playlist, keep my earbuds in, come home, go to work, blah, blah, blah. We all do this. We're like little ants that just run the same little routine every day. But what happens when you break out of that little routine? What happens when your Sims character does something unexpected? Talking about like taking your clothes off or saying something like crazy. Just what would happen if you didn't just repeat the same little script? Hi, how are you? What do you do? How you doing? Oh, good. Living the dream. Ugh. And also, listen, guilty sometimes. Sometimes I'm energetically lazy, but let's not be lazy. That's exactly what practice your positive is. It's putting a little hustle in your everyday life for more positivity and more connection. So instead of being energetically lazy, put a little hustle in it, right? Put a little bounce, interrupt your normal routine with humor, truth, a little self-awareness, anything that makes the other person's brain go, oh, or wait, what? Anything that is a pattern interrupter. And why they work so well is because it brings you into the present moment. We all talk about being present and think about Eckhart Tolle and meditating, and yes, yes, yes. And also, it can be fun and easy and practical, like baking in these little pattern interrupters throughout your day. It snaps you into the present moment, and you know what? It snaps the other person in the present moment too. You caught their attention, and suddenly you have this little open door, this little open window of connection, and you can use it, you can do something with it to build something bigger with that person and with yourself. All right, so what do you say? I love a joke. That is kind of my go-to. Sometimes I have to I just want to say the joke so bad, even if it's not socially appropriate, I need to watch it. But pattern interrupters as little jokes are amazing. My favorite way is being in on your own joke. Okay, what does that mean? Being in on your own joke with like a self-awareness is amazing, amazing for productions. I do a lot of networking professionally and out in the community, meeting new people, introducing my work, practice your positive, the positivity parties. These are amazing. So think about things like, for someone who's tall, like, hi, I'm Jason, I'm tall, and yes, the air is better up here, or yes, it is as wonderful as you think it is. I had a friend, Trish, we were waitresses together, and she used to, when she introduced herself to tables, she would say, I'm Trish, I'm a dish, but now I'm fatter, so I'm a platter. Like, it's a little joke. You're in on yourself. I am Sarah with no H. I often say I'm Sarah with no H. It's a great divide in the Sarah verse. People get it. You know that Sarahs are sensitive if they have an H or they don't. So instead of being haughty or weird about it, I make it a joke, right? We're already in the joke. And the person goes, oh, okay, I can have a good time with this Sarah with no H. Okay, this is gonna be fun. And it opens up the door. It's not self-deprecation. It's not roasting yourself. It's inviting other people into the joke. It's a low stakes vulnerability. I don't take myself too seriously and you can relax around me. That's exactly why dad jokes work, or even why comedians, have you ever seen a comedian and maybe their jokes aren't landing, but they're laughing, right? Like they're laughing at their own jokes. And doesn't that make you laugh? When you see someone enjoying themselves, just being light and an opportunity, it invites you in, it opens up this door. So think about something that you could say when you met someone as a pattern interrupter, right? I'm going to roast some of my friends lovingly, lovingly. Say the thing, right? So I have a friend who works out a lot. His name's Aiden. He'll never see this, but right? Aiden might say, hi, I'm Aiden. And yes, I don't eat carbs because he's very lean. Or yes, I do work out 3 times a day. Say the thing that people notice about you. I like to sometimes say, I'm smarter than I look because I show up kind of cheerful and light. Those little things. Be in on the own joke. See how much people relax around you and how lovely it is when you can just relax and lighten up. This isn't about trying to be cool. It's about being real, surprising and delighting people, opening up the door to a connection that's deeper, but not having to ask someone about their childhood trauma. There's other ways to get that connection. All right, and the last point, because it is practice your positive, is find a bit, have a bit, and practice it. You're allowed. Nobody is going to notice. Nobody is really paying that close of attention. Listen, I get it. If you have social anxiety, I'm not trying to make light of that, but most of us are just rusty. The world went weird after COVID. We're all kind of in this remote world. Everyone's on an app. We could just break through it. So find a way to break through it with these little pattern interrupters. It's not being fake or trying too hard. Just practice it. Have some little dad jokes. I'll share a few more of mine. Sometimes when people ask me like, oh, what do you do? I say, oh, I stay pretty and mind my own business. Or I might say, what do you do? I meditate, hydrate, and communicate. Just something. And you know what? It lets me be more social because I know I have go-to answers. So I don't get as nervous because really it's just that first line. It's the first line of my speech. It's the first line of an interaction. Practice that first line. And then maybe you don't have to be so worried about talking to someone if you know you have a couple of bits right in your pocket. It makes you more comfortable. When you're more comfortable, when you're light, people vibe with that. And then they're like, oh, so again, find a bit, practice a bit. Listen, your jokes are funny. I get it. You are a funny person. Those little things you say in your head, those are funny. Just say them out loud. Say 1 or 2, see where it goes. Practice with your kids. If it made your kids roll their eyes or chuckle or like, oh, mom, that's probably a keeper, right? Or say it to your bestie or say it to that stranger you see at the park. Test them out. Have 1 or 2 and keep them in your pocket. Practice them. Practice them. All right. And then if I haven't talked about it, right, those 3 big benefits. You will charm people instantly. People love someone who surprises them. They love it. You will be remembered. 2, you'll just have more fun. You're not networking. Now it's a fun game of playing. Now you have these little bits you can practice and play. See what works, see what doesn't, and have fun like a game. And then it breaks you out of your social autopilot. I'm not dissing social anxiety, but most of us are just rusty. We're just out of practice. Give yourself a way to practice. It'll open the door to actual connection, actual conversation, and you'll see that you enjoy people more because you're better at communicating. One more bonus, you can do this anytime, these little pattern interrupters, these little bits, but I also love them to diffuse social embarrassment. So have you ever tripped on something and then tried to like act cool? Like we know you tripped, it's no big deal. But if you tripped instead of having that shame look on your face? What if you just made the joke? Oh, first day with my new legs. Oh, that sometimes I hit the curb. I was like, oh, that curb just jumped out at me. No big deal. Again, it shows that you don't take yourself too seriously. And you know who hears that first before anyone else hears it? You hear it. You see yourself not taking everything so seriously. Life doesn't have to be that deep. There's enough serious shit. Let's enjoy the light moments when we can. That playfulness is at the heart of practice your positive. Tap into it and feel that energy. All right, practice of the day, because you know I like to give you homework. This is not about listening. This is about doing. 1 point for thinking about it, 10 points for doing it in the gamified world of practice your positive. So this week, come up with one pattern interrupter bit. Anything, something for when you first meet people, what to say at Trader Joe's, what to say at the gym, a couple of pattern interrupters in situations where, maybe you'd like to meet some more people, or it's a social, like a semi-social situation, the grocery store, the park, the gym, the library, work. Come up with a few pattern interrupters and then just test them out. Say it with confidence. Let it be chaotic. Let it be weird. Practice them. Who cares? Just to have fun with it. And if you come up with something great, you can absolutely tag me on Instagram at Sass Schaeffer. I would love to hear some of these, love to see these, and I'll be sharing my favorite bits this week on the socials too. All right, let's wrap this one up, people. In closing, life is serious enough. Your small talk doesn't have to be. Say the thing, be in on the joke, lighten up, practice connecting, practice that positivity out loud, because it's not performance, it's practice. And that's what we need now, just practice. As always, mwah, I love you. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you at practice.